Hi guys, and welcome back to It's a Chore Thing. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few of the meals that I made last week for my family. And most of these meals are really simple and super quick to throw together. And I hope it brings you some inspiration for some dinner ideas. To begin the week, I'm going to start with my take on Parmesan mayo crusted chicken. This is hands down my hubby's favorite meal and is always my go-to recipe when I'm really pressed for time. To begin, I start by placing a bag of prepared baby spinach into a 9 by 13 casserole dish and then top it with the chicken breast. And depending on the size of the chicken breast, it may be a bit of a tight fit, but it's totally fine as long as it's not really overlapping. Then I top the chicken breast with a mixture of 1 cup of mayo and a half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. And I also mixed in a sprinkle of garlic powder. Once all of the mixture is on the chicken, I just use a spatula to spread it all over the top, making sure that all of the chicken is covered, and then top it off with an even layer of shredded Parmesan cheese. Then I place it in a preheated 425-degree oven for 25 minutes or until the chicken is cooked through. And here is how the dish turned out. And because everything was done in one pan, cleanup is an absolute breeze. Next, it was Tuesday, which means it was taco night in my house, and is usually the night that all of my kids and my son's girlfriend all seem to come home for dinner. To start, I'm cooking up 2 pounds of ground beef until it's no longer pink, and then drain off all of the excess grease. Once the ground beef is drained, I place it back in the pan, and traditionally, this is where you would add the taco seasoning mix. But because I think those packages have such a high sodium count, I use about a half a jar of taco sauce and mix it in really well with the ground beef. And after that, it's pretty much finished. And I'm telling you, if you have never tried it this way, you really should give it a go. The tacos just taste so much better, in my opinion, and everyone else that has had them this way seems to prefer it as well. And then I just serve it with all the traditional taco fixings, but on this particular night, I was craving a taco bowl, so this is just how I made my plate. Next up was lasagna night, and on this particular day, it was so cold and damp and rainy, which totally put me in the mood for some comfort food, and lasagna definitely hit the spot. To begin, I placed 17 lasagna noodles into a pot of boiling water and let it cook for 10 minutes. While the pasta was cooking, I cooked up some ground beef and added a 26-ounce jar of garlic and herb pasta sauce and then let it simmer until the pasta was finished. Once the pasta was finished and drained, I sprayed a 9 by 13 casserole dish with some cooking spray to prevent sticking and added a layer of the meat sauce to the bottom of the pan. Then I lay down 4 lasagna sheets on top of the sauce layer. Then I took a 32-ounce container of ricotta cheese and spooned out about a third of the container and evenly spread it over the lasagna noodles. Next, I used a 16-ounce package of mozzarella cheese and sprinkled a nice layer over the ricotta cheese layer and topped it off with another layer of the meat sauce. You're going to repeat this process 2 more times to make a total of 3 layers, making sure to end with a final layer of the lasagna noodles. Once you place the final layer of lasagna noodles on top, you'll want to top it off with the remaining meat sauce and then top it with a generous helping of grated Parmesan cheese. Then cover it with aluminum foil and bake it in a preheated 375-degree oven for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, remove the foil and cook for another 5 minutes. And this is how the lasagna turned out. And I usually serve it with a Caesar salad and some fresh Italian bread with butter. But I skipped the salad on this particular evening because really no one was interested. The last meal I'm going to share with you is one of my favorites, which is Instant Pot chicken thighs. To begin, I add 1 cup of water to the Instant Pot, and then I place a teaspoon of bouillon to add some flavor to the water. Then I placed the trivet into the bottom of the Instant Pot and placed my frozen chicken thighs on top. Then I placed the lid onto the pot and made sure that the vent was closed. Next, I turned on the Instant Pot and let it cook on high pressure for 15 minutes. Once the cooking was finished, I let it do a natural release for another 10 minutes. Once the natural release was completed, I took the chicken thighs out of the pot and placed them skin side down in a preheated pan that had some oil and butter in it and let the skin crisp up for about 5 minutes. And here is how the dish turned out, and I just paired it with some leftover mashed potatoes that I had in the fridge. And that is going to wrap it up for this week's dinners. I hope you all enjoyed it and were able to find some inspiration for some quick fix dinner ideas. Thank you all for watching, and if you are new here, I hope you decide to stick around and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you all in the next one.